Hello guys, from wherever you are, welcome back to the Gatekeepers TV, your number one sporting, educative and entertainment channel. Once again, it's me at Dennis Keton. EPL Match Week 24, of course. Yes, it's always entertaining, it's always exciting whenever we watch the Premier League, guys. But before we jump into Match Week 24, allow me to first of all give you results of African Cup of Nations semi-finals. We had two games in the semi-finals, of course, which were played. South Africa were facing Nigeria. It was a great game, a very beautiful game. The match ended 1-1. We went to the penalties. Nigeria won in the penalty shootout. They qualified in the final. The other game was Cote d'Ivoire Ivory Coast versus DRC Congo, a match which ended in 1-0 courtesy of Sebastian Haller, who scored water goal. So that means that AFCON finale will be between, of course, Nigeria, the Super Eagles versus the Elephants, Ivory Coast. So who do you think will win the finale? That's up to you. So let me know in the comment section below. So straight to it. Match Week 24, as you can see on your screen, those are the results of Match Week 23, how the games went. Yes, we saw Arsenal winning against Liverpool by 3-1. Of course, Gabriel Megale scored an own goal, and of course Martinelli, Saka, Trossard, they were on the score sheet. Chelsea lost once again to Wolves by 4-2. Man City continued with their winning spree. Brighton bounced back with 4 goals, of course. So it was great. Then, of course, the best game which I experienced was between Luton and Newcastle, a match which ended in 4-4. I was so amazed, surprised with how the two teams kept pushing as they were playing. So let's leave that alone. Let's go into the new game week, Match Week 24, guys. So straight to it, the early kickoff will be Manchester City, who are currently sitting pretty at position 2. They will be facing Everton. Everton, a team by now we know they were deducted 10 points, but they are fighting to the nail to be able to avoid relegation. So Man City, they will be here to fight against Everton. The last time these people played in the first leg, Man City were able to win by 3-1. Last week, in the last match week, Man City, of course, won their match. Of course, we all remember Foden scored a hat-trick, yes. And of course, De Bruyne and Haaland were there with some assists. On the other side, Everton were able to draw their match. So as the two teams meet at Etihad, guys, it's been a minute since Erling Haaland scored a goal. I feel that this is the time whereby he will be bagging in some pretty goals. So this is a match whereby, without wasting your time, Pep Guardiola will be wanting to win it so that he can keep up with Liverpool, especially after Liverpool lost to Arsenal. So if you're putting your money where your mouth is, let's go with Man City. Man City to win this game with 3-0. Yeah, it's gonna be a clean sheet, guys. So the next match after that will be Fulham versus Bournemouth. The last time Fulham faced Bournemouth, Bournemouth were able to win that match by 3-0. Yes, they kept a clean sheet. And currently we know Bournemouth is a team that can harm you whenever, if you are not ready. Fulham bungled at their opportunity to win their match last weekend because they were leading 2-0 by first half, but they allowed that lead to escape them. The match ended 2-2, so it was a draw for them. Bournemouth also drew with Nottingham Forest in a game where Kluivert was scored, and of course Odoi scored for Nottingham Forest. So when the two teams are going to meet, it's going to be an interesting fixture to watch because these two teams want to prove a point. This one I feel like Fulham will be using their home advantage to capture or to get results. So I'm going with Fulham to win it by 1-0. The next match will be Liverpool facing Burnley. The last time these two teams met in the first leg, Liverpool won by 2-0. So as they're going to face Burnley at Anfield, this is coming after Liverpool lost to Arsenal. So I feel like Liverpool feels like it's time to revenge. It's time to actually come back with a bang and make a statement that they are not yet out. They want to continue as the league leaders. So this one I'm giving Liverpool to be able to win it comfortably by 4-0. Yes, Diego Jota needs to be back on his scoring ways. For now, I feel like also, of course, Mr. Diego Jota is back, of course, as I told you, he's great. And Salah still will be missing because, of course, yeah, he's still nursing his injury, so until further notice. But Klopp side to be able to win this by 4 goals to 0. After that, the sensational Luton, the Luton that has actually awoken up and it's doing marvelous things. The Luton who has Adebayo. This is a team which is, I love it by now. So they will be facing Sheffield. Sheffield is a team which in match week 23, they were able to lose by 5 goals to 0 to Aston Villa at Bramwell Stadium. So Luton, on the other hand, they were able to hold Newcastle at St. James Park to a 4-4 draw. So as the two teams are going to meet, I feel like Luton is the strongest side here, and they should be bringing in a big fight to them. They seem to have caught up with the momentum in the EPL. So I feel like Luton being led by Adebayo or Sheo, they will be in this to win it. So give it a 2-1 win for Luton. Tottenham facing Brighton. Big match, especially now that Brighton seems to have come back and they have started finding their scoring boots. This is going to be a big one. Tottenham wants to make a revenge in this, considering that in the first leg when they met, they were able to lose against Brighton. They lost by 4 goals to 2. Yeah, we all remember Ben Davies scoring for Tottenham. Yeah, so they lost by 4 goals to 2. And also Estupinan in that first leg was able to score for Tottenham, for Brighton. So Tottenham also lost an opportunity to win it in match week 23. They drew 2-2 against Everton. Everton were able to come back and they did that thing and they drew. So it was a 2-2 draw. On the other hand, Brighton were able to win by 4 goals to 1. Yes, 4 goals to 1. They were playing against Crystal Palace. So as the two teams are going to meet, I feel like the red hot Richarlison will still be continuing with his impressive form. He's now, I think, scored in 8 out of 8 Premier League games that he's been playing. That means that he's a boy on form. So Son, by the way, Son Heung-min, he might be coming back to the EPL now that South Korea were eliminated by Jordan in the Asia quarterfinals. So he should be coming back, but I don't think he will be fit. He will be coming back to join in this game, but he is coming back to EPL. So welcome back, Heung-min Son. So this is a match which I feel like two equal teams with two good coaches, as they are going to meet, it's going to be a tough one. I'm seeing a draw, but on the flip side, I'm seeing Tottenham capitalizing on the home advantage for them to cement their top 4 slot. So Tottenham to win by 3-2 in this match. Wolves will be playing with Brentford. Wolves were able to surprise Chelsea by winning against them by 4 goals to 1. Of course, the usual suspect, their striker, he merged. He's called who? The name is escaping me, but I'm going to get it in a few. So he bagged a hat trick in that match with, of course, an assist from Neto. So it was an impressive one. So Chelsea, they scored 2 goals, of course, from the defender Thiago Silva, and the other goal which was scored was a fantastic goal. So as the two teams are going to meet against Brentford, they lost to Man City by 3-1. So I feel like it's going to be competitive. Brentford wants to return to their winning ways. Speaking of Brentford, their player Yohan Wissa from DRC, they were eliminated in the AFCON with DRC Congo were playing with the Cote d'Ivoire. They were eliminated. So also he should be returning back to the EPL sooner than we expect. So as these two teams are going to meet, I feel like it's going to be another interesting match to watch. I feel like I'm going with a 2-2 draw between these two teams. The other match will be Nottingham Forest facing Newcastle. The last time these two teams met, Nottingham Forest were able to surprise Newcastle at St. James Park. Nottingham Forest won by 3 goals to 1. So the big question is, can Newcastle bounce back and be able to take their sweet revenge at Nottingham Forest Stadium? So I feel like it's going to be a difficult one because Nottingham Forest are currently trying to push. So Newcastle, they feel like they lost an opportunity to win their game against Luton, which ended in a 4-4 draw. For now, I think that they have an opportunity to rewrite that draw. But Nottingham Forest is not a small team, or it's not a team you can take for granted. Hence, I'm still going with Newcastle. Trippier seems to have returned back to providing assist and scoring. So give Newcastle a chance to win by 3-1. The other match, which will be played on Sunday, of course, will be Westham versus Aston. Of course, this is a London derby, guys. London derby. This one is coming at a time whereby Westham lost by 3 goals to 0 against Manchester United. And on the other side, on the other part, Arsenal were able to win their match against Liverpool by 3-1. So the big question is, in this London derby, who is going to emerge victorious? In the past London derbies, the past 2 London derbies which have been played, Westham have had better results. The last match in the first leg which was played, Westham were able to win against Arsenal by 2-0. Yeah, they kept a clean sheet. So then in the previous one, they drew by 2-2. So that means that Arsenal has a big job, a big task to grab their revenge, especially now that West Ham will be at home. Having said that, I feel like Arsenal are now feeling that they are ready to close the gap within the top of the table. That is going to be a big motivation for them to go for it and push for it. So with that, I feel like I'm going with Arsenal to be able to win this game by 2-1. Yes, 2-1. Then from there, we will be having Aston Villa facing Manchester United. We all remember this fantastic fixture last season when Aston Villa faced Manchester United at Old Trafford. Manchester United were able to win by 3-2. We all remember Aston Villa starting to score. They scored early in the 20 something minutes. They had scored 2 goals, but in the second half, Manchester United came back strong. They came up guns blazing. They cocked their guns and they were ready to go. So we remember Garnacho scoring a brace, and in the final minutes we remember Hojlund scoring the screamer, the winner. So the match ended 3-2 courtesy of Manchester United. So the big question is, can Aston Villa grab their revenge, especially after losing in the midweek FA competition against Chelsea, whereby they lost by 2-1, and just like that, they were eliminated in the Carabao Cup. I don't know whether that will be a bigger motivation for them to bring a competitive match against Manchester United, but with Aston Villa, you always get it right. So this will be a big fixture for, of course, Emery and Ten Hag. So if you ask me about this, I feel like Manchester United are back at scoring, and they're back with that motivation of playing good football. But Aston Villa always knows how to play against big games. In this one, I feel like Aston will be coming for their revenge. They narrowly lost it to them in the first leg, but this time round, I feel like they will be coming for the revenge. So this will end in 2-1, courtesy of Aston Villa. The last match will be played on Monday. Crystal Palace will be facing Chelsea. Crystal Palace lost in match week 23 by 4 goals. Yes, they lost it, and clearly the fans are not happy with their coach. So let's see how that goes. So Chelsea, on the other hand, they lost in the same match week to Wolves by 4-2. So the big question is, can they bounce back now, especially after bouncing back against Aston Villa in the midweek in the EFL Cup, which they won by 3-1 in a fixture which saw Enzo Fernandez scoring a screamer and making a statement to the fans. So this will be a London derby. The last London derby which was played, Chelsea won at Stamford Bridge by 2-1. So as they will be travelling away, I feel like it's yet another chance for them to display a good football. So I'm going with a 1-0 win for Chelsea in this fixture. Yes, so that should be it, guys. So that's EPL Match Week 24. Thank you for keeping it the Gatekeepers TV. Let's continue vibing and keeping it real. So I think until next time, guys, remember to subscribe, share our content, keep it the Gatekeepers TV. I love you guys.